The National Wage Consultative Council Act 2016 provides for an approach to be adopted to address the issue of wage relativity in the private sector. In 2019, the Employment Relations Act was amended to provide for the determination of wages in the private sector to be made on an occupational basis. The main objective of this reform was to provide for a single rate of remuneration for one occupation. Secondly, align similar occupations with similar level of responsibilities for a fair and equitable remuneration. Thirdly, facilitate collective bargaining. Fourth, facilitate labor mobility. And last but not the least, review wages every 5 years. Mr. Speaker, sir, proceeding with relativity adjustment following the review of the national minimum wage to 16,500 in January 2024 has become imperative. The increase from 11,575 to 16,500 represents an increase of 42.5%, which has produced a major distortion in the wage distributions. There are many cases where working in different job categories and reckoning different years of service are now drawing a salary of 16,500 rupees a month. For example, a laborer and his supervisor, a cleaner and a clerk, a nurse and a supermarket cashier, an electrician grade 1, grade 2 and 3, a waiter with a year of service, and that with 4 years of service. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me draw the attention of the House about the percentage increase of the national minimum wage has been subject to its introduction. From 2019 to 2022, 800 rupees, that is 9%. From 2023 to 2024, 4,925 rupees, that is 42.5%. The House may wish to note that when the national minimum wage was first reviewed in 2020, the relativity adjustment was based on sector. However, the circumstances have changed this year. The reviewed national minimum wage has brought the wages of different job categories across sectors to the same level. This has resulted in a common wage floor in all sectors of employment. That is why there is a need for a wage relativity adjustment on an occupation basis instead of a sectoral basis. In view of the complexity of the matter, my ministry considered it more appropriate to appoint a consultant to carry out this exercise. To that effect, a provision was thus made in 2023 in the new Section 1991A of the Employment Relations Act. Hence, the services of a consultant was enlisted to work on the wage relativity in the process of an exercise to shift the determination of wages from an industry basis to an occupational basis. Mr. Speaker, sir, the consultant has submitted his report on pay and grading structure for the private sector jobs in March 2024. The report revealed that only 119,000 workers out of 366,000 are concerned with this exercise, which is targeting those workers who are drawing up to around 30,000 rupees. The total estimated cost based on occupations revolved to around 2.7 billion rupees yearly. To this end, the estimated relativity adjustment already paid is 1.5 billion. As such, the net cost would be 1.2 billion. Mr. Speaker, sir, insofar as the estimated cost based on sector is concerned, the total amount is 3.8 billion rupees, out of which the estimated relativity adjustment already paid is 1.5 billion, leaving a net direct cost of 2.3 billion. I wish to highlight that the shift from sector to occupation will reduce the implementation cost by 1 5.1 billion rupees. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to inform the House that, as has been the practice at the Ministry, workers' organizations representing the private sector employees and Business Mauritius were consulted. My Ministry has examined the report and is conducting a complementary survey in 22 employment sectors. According to Business Mauritius, around 48% of employers have already proceeded with the wage relativity adjustment. That's the preliminary findings of the report being carried out by my Ministry is revealing the same trend. Mr. Speaker, sir, my Ministry is presently looking at the modus operandi in consultation with other institutions on the implementation of the outcome of the consultants' report and the survey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May I know from the Honourable Minister the date, the scheduled date, the estimated date of the implementation of the publication of the report recommendation first, implementation, and whether it will have retrospective effect, the adjustment will have retrospective effect?
Mr. Speaker, sir, as I mentioned in my main reply, the consultation is still ongoing, so we don't have a set date for the wage relativity announcement. But I can reassure the Honourable Member and the House and the population at large that due consideration is being given to the wage relativity adjustment, and it will be soon.
As the Honourable Minister is aware, under the law, the National Wage Consultative Council has to also give its report to the PRB, so that there is an alignment. So in this case, since the recommendations are not being made by the Council, but by the consultant, will the report of the consultant also be communicated to the PRB for the adjustment to the public sector?
Mr. Speaker, sir, the consultant has met with the team at the PRB, and a joint consultative meeting is being held so that the PRB aligns itself also based on the report.